10 foods that can actually kill you. Welcome back to Health Transformed. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 foods that can actually kill you or at least make you seriously ill. These foods are not all poisonous. Some can be dangerous when eaten in large quantities, but I'll give you the specifics. So let's get started. Number 1, pufferfish. Pufferfish is a delicacy in some cultures, but it's also one of the most poisonous fish in the world. Fugu is a Japanese dish made from pufferfish, and if not prepared properly, it can be fatal. The toxin, tetrodotoxin, is found in the liver, ovaries, and skin of pufferfish, and even a small amount can be fatal. Symptoms of tetrodotoxin poisoning can include numbness, difficulty breathing, and paralysis. In some cases, death. You will find pufferfish in marine habitats all over the world. It's actually illegal to catch pufferfish in the United States, but you will still find it in fish markets where it can be sold to restaurants and chefs who are certified to prepare it properly. Number 2, death cap mushrooms. Amanita phalloides, also known as the death cap mushroom, is one of the deadliest mushrooms in the world. Death cap mushrooms contain amatoxins, which are a group of toxins that cause liver failure. Symptoms of death cap mushroom poisoning usually start within 6 to 12 hours after eating the mushroom, and those symptoms can include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and jaundice. In severe cases, it can lead to death within 2 weeks. Death cap mushrooms are found in temperate regions worldwide, including North America, Australia, Europe, and Asia. They are common in woodlands and forests and are easily mistaken for common field mushrooms. So if you aren't sure, better to play it safe and not eat mushrooms you find in the wild. Number 3, castor bean. The castor bean is a source of castor oil. You will see castor oil used as a serum to promote hair growth and eyebrow growth. Castor beans contain the deadly poison ricin. Ricin is a protein toxin that can cause severe damage to the cells in the body. Symptoms of ricin poisoning include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, seizures, and respiratory failure. In severe cases, ricin ingestion can lead to death within about 36 hours. Number 4, Sigua fish. Sigua fish poisoning is caused by eating fish that have ingested a toxin called Sigua. This toxin is actually produced by a type of algae that grows in coral reefs. Large carnivorous reef fish like snapper, barracuda, and grouper are the most likely carriers of Sigua. Symptoms of Sigua fish poisoning can include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, headaches, muscle pain, and in severe cases, paralysis and even death. Number 5, canned foods. Canned foods can be a source of botulism, and although this is rare, it could happen. Botulism is a serious illness caused by a toxin produced by the Clostridium botulinum bacteria. Symptoms of botulism can include nausea, vomiting, difficulty speaking or swallowing, paralysis, and death. So how can you tell what canned foods are infected with the bacteria that causes botulism? Well, any can that is swollen or has a foamy liquid at the top when you open it should definitely be avoided. Commercially canned foods almost never have the bacteria that causes botulism. Homemade canned foods are at a higher risk, but this disease is still relatively rare. The CDC reported 150 cases of botulism last year. Number 6, cherry seeds. The pits in those wonderfully sweet cherries contain a compound called amygdalin. When amygdalin reacts with enzymes in your saliva, your body converts amygdalin to cyanide. Amygdalin is only released when the cherry pit is chewed or crushed, so if you accidentally swallow a cherry pit whole, you don't really have to worry. Your body can handle about 50 milligrams of cyanide before it becomes poisonous. You would have to chew up and swallow somewhere between 20 and 50 cherry pits before they become dangerous. Apple seeds and other stone fruits with pits contain the same compound, so in general, it's not a good idea to eat these seeds or pits. Symptoms of cyanide toxicity include dizziness, headaches, confusion, and anxiety, all the way up to death due to respiratory failure. Number 7, nutmeg. Nutmeg adds a nice nutty flavor when added to baked goods in small amounts, but if eaten by the spoonful, nutmeg can be toxic to your body because it contains myristicin, an oil that when ingested in large amounts can cause hallucinations, drowsiness, dizziness, irregular heartbeats, seizures, and even death. As little as 2 teaspoons of nutmeg consumed in a short period of time can cause symptoms, so it's better to enjoy this spice sparingly. Number 8, green potatoes. The leaves, sprouts, and underground stems of potatoes contain a toxic substance called solanine. Solanine is a glycoalkaloid and is the substance that makes a potato look green when it's exposed to light, gets damaged, or ages. Eating potatoes with a high glycoalkaloid content can cause nausea, diarrhea, headaches, and death. Fatal cases of solanine poisoning are actually very rare these days. Most commercial varieties varieties of potatoes are screened for solanine, but any potato will build up the toxin if stored improperly or if they have a lengthy exposure to light. The highest concentration of solanine is usually found just beneath the peel of the potato and in the little sprouted eyes seen on the potatoes as they age. Number 9, rhubarb. The stalk of rhubarb is safe to eat, but the leaves of rhubarb should definitely be left alone. Rhubarb leaves contain oxalic acid, which can cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and kidney damage. It would only take 25 milligrams of oxalic acid to make you seriously ill. Luckily, you'd have to eat somewhere around 11 pounds of rhubarb leaves to get this much oxalic acid. Number 10, ackee fruit. Ackee is the national fruit of Jamaica. Unripe ackee contains a poison called hypoglycin, so the fruit must be fully ripe and allowed to open naturally on the tree in order to be safely eaten. Seams on the outside of the fruit will open when the fruit is ready to be picked. If you see ackee, you should never open it yourself, and do not eat any of the pink flesh or the black seeds because they are toxic. In fact, you won't even find this fruit in the United States because it's not imported. Ackee fruit poisoning can result in serious illness that can progress to coma and death. So there you have it, 10 foods that can actually kill you. There are many more out there, so I think we'll discuss a few more in a later video. Let me know what you think and what foods or diets you'd like to see more about.